So, I am honestly starting to believe it again. Because earlier this morning, during the Vancouver Canucks game day skate, we had ourselves some really interesting updates from Ben Kuzma. Of course, Kuzma, post-media sports writer, he's on The Province, he's on The Sun. He went out there and had a series of tweets that got a lot of fans excited, and we're going to dive into all of these here today. Take a look at what Kuzma tweeted out earlier this morning. Thatcher Demko sighting on ice for game day skate. Also, Anton Lekkerimaki in a contact jersey on the ice for the first time since his upper body injury. Victor Mancini is back in a regular jersey after recovering from his shoulder injury. And you also had Thatcher Demko going through the starters routine. So, there you go, folks. The Vancouver Canucks are getting themselves some guys back. Maybe not all of these names are going to be suiting up for the team anytime soon, but at the very least, it seems like Thatcher Demko is that guy. As the Vancouver Canucks will play off against the Winnipeg Jets later today, it's going to be Demko versus Hellebuck. How fun. Now, for me personally, I did a bunch of moves in fantasy. I was like, you know what? I don't believe it that Demko's going to come back soon. So I'm going to pick up Swayman. I'm going to pick up Wedgwood because for whatever reason, they were available in my free agent pool. Those guys are both starting today for Boston and for Colorado. So I'm kind of thinking, do I drop somebody else to keep the 3 goaltender rotation, or do I drop Swayman or Wedgwood in general? I'm kind of thinking, I don't want to drop either of them immediately because I just got him 2 days ago, so it'd be a waste. I don't know. I'll probably just keep Demko on the IR for now and just let everything play out. If he's good, and then I'll activate him later, but still, Demmer's coming back. Obviously, we'll wait and see. I'd say that I'm going to activate him later because Winnipeg, I think, has a much better chance at beating Vancouver than Toronto does against Boston today, and then Anaheim against Colorado. I mean, you don't bet against the Avalanche, so that's kind of an easy decision to make there. Anyways, Anton Lekkerimaki suiting up in a contact jersey as well. That is very, very nice. It's been a while to see Lekkerimaki and his beautiful wrist shot in the Canucks lineup. Also Mancini, his movement, his exciting defensive play, how he moves in the offensive zone, and how he activates. That is also a pretty welcomed element to this Canucks squad. And ultimately, we're just going to wait and see. Vancouver is running on extra forwards for days here. All the Abbotsford guys have gotten their reps with the main squad. If Lekkerimaki comes back and they don't longer need to have McKenzie-McEachern in the lineup, then I think that's a pretty good swap. Now, no disrespect to McKenzie-McEachern. The guy's a dog. He works hard. He got himself a point. He's been fine, but for the most part, I'd rather see the Canucks be healthy. Now, speaking about this Canucks squad and health issues, we did mention that the Abbotsford Canucks are getting so many things thrown their way. They're losing out on players, their goaltending is a mess because both of their guys got injured the other week, and now they're forced to making some moves to try to keep afloat. Abbotsford ended up signing 2 guys to PTOs today and yesterday. Yesterday, they had signed Jake Murray to a professional tryout agreement, a 23-year-old playing for the ECHL's Greenville Swamp Rabbits. They then signed Philippe Woe to a PTO today. They also released Robbie Dranzer from his PTO. So, yeah, Abbotsford's wheeling and dealing here, folks. Ryan Johnston is doing a lot of work for this team, trying to stay afloat just because, all of their main guys are up with the Vancouver Canucks. Abbotsford lost their entire first line. They lost Victor Mancini, they lost Tom Wielander, they lost McKenzie-McEachern, you can say they lost Atu Ratu. Niels Ullmann is the top center in Abbotsford right now, and it's tough for this team to be able to string together results. They're not getting any shots, they're not getting any wins, both of their goaltenders are injured. You got Yuri Patera up with the main Vancouver squad. You got Ty Young and Tolopilo out. So Jonathan Lemieux and Aku Koskanvua from the ECHL's Kalamazoo Wings both needed to come up to the Abbotsford system. It's a mess with the Vancouver Canucks and the amount of guys that are getting hurt. You can say it's a condensed schedule issue. You can say it's a overexertion issue. You can say whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I feel like Vancouver is the team to pay attention to when it comes to guys that are missing. Man games missed on the season. You count how many injuries you have and you count how many games they have missed and you multiply it together. Vancouver's probably number one, and I'm just taking an educated guess there because the amount of injuries have definitely piled up. But hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, they just got to take it day by day, I guess. That's the motto for now. Meanwhile, Vancouver's got themselves the Winnipeg Jets later tonight, and, you know, I don't necessarily want to do a pre-game analysis type of thing because the game is going to start in about 5 hours or so. It's just going to be interesting to see Demko versus Hellebuck and the scouts from Team USA at the Olympics paying attention and starting up their conversations and discourse based off of what may happen in this game. If it's like a 1-0 game, then okay, both of these guys are going to make it worth it for the USA squad people to converse about both of them. I'd say that USA goaltending is so stacked, and Demko, if he was just healthy consistently, he would be a lock. Like, the only reason he isn't a lock right now is because you just don't know if he's going to be available at that time. But when he is playing and when he is at his peak, he is absolutely one of the best goaltenders in the entire planet. He is very strong, and, you know, I just wonder if it's going to happen today against Winnipeg, that he's going to have one of those stellar Demko performances. Who knows if Bubble Demko ever makes a return, where he's consistently getting games and he is consistently being the miracle goalie that he could be. Man, I'm just stalling here. I really, really want to know. What should I do? Swayman, Wedgwood, Demko. All three are starting, but one is on my IR. Do I drop somebody to activate Demmer, or do I just let it play out because the Canucks do not have another game until later in the week? Demko is not going to have another game until later in the week. Do I just ride it out so I can get the extra games out of my other players? Oh, you know what? I'll just ride it out. Okay. I'm not saying I'm necessarily cheering against Thatcher the Snatcher. I'm just saying, you know, I have more faith in Swayman and Wedgwood at the moment, but if you enjoyed this video, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about these Canucks updates? PTOs for days with the Abbotsford squad. Jonathan Lekkerimaki, contact jersey, Mancini, Demko. Seems like a lot of guys are coming back. We'll see whether or not that impacts the game at hand against Winnipeg. And of course, we'll tune back in here with the post-game show. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks and these injury updates. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.